What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 7, Episode number 5, I believe, you guys. And the episode is titled The Burn Book. Nope, that's Mean Girls. The episode is titled The Burn Session. So before we just go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't yet subscribed to the channel, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, sharing the video, and giving me a big, huge thumbs up, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss The Real Housewives of Potomac, shall we? All right, you guys, so this episode, we probably going to be going for this, I would say grab your snacks, because this is going to be a lengthy review, I feel. Because the end of this episode really blew me, but we don't talk about it when we get there. So I'm gonna start up with the small scenes and then work our way up to the big ones. So let's first start up with Saturn's rings real quick. So the best part about any scenes with Saturn's rings is seeing her with her girls, right? So we see her and her girls, they're going to the nail shop. They're getting a manicure and she's getting a pedicure. Baby, when she took that towel and dabbed her face with it, I was like, girl, that is so fucking nasty. Because if you guys don't, I don't know how many of y'all go and get manicured, but shit, y'all probably get them. When they put the towels down for you to put your feet on it, girl, that is just the nastiest shit in the world. But okay, girlfriend, set yourself off. And I'm so glad that her daughters looked at her like, ew, that's nasty, right? So the twins, what are their names? Angel, I believe, and Adorn, something like that. I don't mean to be I'm not being funny. I just forget what those. I forget what the little girls. I know one of them is Angel, and I think it's either Adore or Adorn. I'm just not positive if it's which one it is, but it's the twins. They're celebrating their sweet 16, and Saturn's rings is asking them, have they sent out their invitations? They have. The kid, and it's so interesting because when we saw the scene from when we first met her daughters, they were little bitty girls, and now they have grown up. It's kind of like on Real Housewives of Atlanta when it comes to Riley and Candy, how we literally have saw Riley go from in that season 2 when Candy came onto the scene, and Riley was in the intro doing the jerk, and we see where she is now. So it's just really interesting. And even with Boy Robin's little boys, we saw them grow up to the boys that they are today, right? Neither here nor there. But yeah, she's having a party for them for their sweet 16. Jamal is gonna come. It is what it is. So let's pause here and let's go ahead and move forward. Next up, you guys, let's talk about lying ass Mia. Y'all, it's something wrong with Mia. Mia gotta go. If people, like, it's so funny when it comes to housewives, how people have said that, oh, Candace needs to go because Candace's mouth this and Candace's mouth that. But you got a whole ass pathological liar over here, and y'all cool with this helpful lying on people. Like, this is why sometimes when people speak up about abuse, sexual or physical or mental abuse, this is why most times some people don't believe women, and I'm using this loosely. This is sometimes why people don't believe things like this, because if a person is a known liar and they be like, people already think that people make up things, because how when it comes to a man and they say he's abused a woman, oh, that's not who I know. Oh, you got to look deep into that because man, she could be lying. That's why sometimes people don't believe it, because of the shit that Mia's lying ass is doing. But we're gonna get into lying ass Mia deeper into the episode, right? So lying ass Mia is with her kids and her husband, right? And her kids are so cute, right? So lying ass Mia and G, I guess they're opening up another clinic. And lying ass Mia saying that she wants this to be the last. This is gonna be the last one for them. I'm like, you spoke that into existence, girl. Because didn't your family just kick you and your husband out of the business? Okay, lying ass Mia. So then lying ass Mia says that she wants to take the girls to Miami, right? It's supposed to be, now I don't know if this is a couple's trip or if this is a girl's trip because she's talking about G, and I was listening to her talk about the first when she met G in Miami when he was with his ex-wife, and she said that Jacqueline was with her. I'm starting to believe that Jacqueline and Mia have done a little bit of something in the bed. I think they done clicked the kitties. They done scissored and clicked the kitties, I believe. Because when she was talking, she said that they had sex on the beach. I'm like, girl, was it you, G, and what's her name again? Jacqueline. I'm like, I'm thinking y'all all done to do. You and her probably done scissored. G probably penetrated you and penetrated Jacqueline. I'm just starting to think that now. Oh God, who would want to? God, when it comes to never mind. Let's go out. But the thing that threw me was the fact that she said he was with his ex-wife at the time. Are you proud of that? Okay, girl. If you proud of it, be proud of being a home wrecker, because that's what you were. I don't care if the man wasn't that happy in his home, girl. That's the last thing I'm gonna do is sleep with somebody that's married. Okay, maybe not. Because the only way I would sleep with somebody that's married is if, God damn, I'm giving y'all my tea. Only way I would sleep with a married person is if it's an open relationship. That's it. That would be it. If it were an open relationship and you said if everybody was in agreement, that would be the only way that we would have a relationship. I ain't with the cheating. Poly, I'm cool with. I have a story time about that. Didn't have sex with the couple, but they did hit on me at a bar. I have a story time about that at some point. That was an interesting night. Let's move on. All right, you guys. So next up, let's talk about Boy Robin. So Boy Robin is going to meet with the attorney, right? She wants to get this prenup with Juan, and I mean, I'm all here for her getting a prenup. I still think it's like, damn, girl. Weren't you the reason that y'all were in a position where y'all were broke? Y'all had to still stay together, and y'all had to go from house to house. Wasn't that you and rest in peace to their friend? But wasn't that on you? Okay, girl. So she wants to protect her businesses. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna shade her hat business because my best friend actually bought a hat from her. My best friend bought a hat. Yep, my bestie. My best friend bought a hat from goddamn Robin. I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck on that. You guys, I still got to get her on the channel so we can talk about Potomac. So the reason why she hasn't been on the channel with me is because one, she's behind like an episode. She's always behind one episode because she's currently in grad school. So I know that that's kicking her ass being in grad school. So I'm going to talk to her very soon, and I'm gonna see what her schedule is like. Maybe what we'll do is we'll talk. We won't like do an individual episode. We'll just talk. Oh, that's what I'm gonna text. I'm gonna text her tomorrow, you guys, and ask her does she want to just talk about this. Does she want to come on with me and talk about the storylines so far? I think that's what we'll try to do. But yes, so yeah, she's in grad school, so that's why she hasn't been on here with me. And you guys know I applied for grad school a few years ago, but I didn't, like in 2020. Actually, no, it was 2021. Didn't get accepted then because I needed to do some other stuff. So I'm actually going to start the process back because I have to take this test, the GMAT test, to because they liked me overall, but they wanted something to just kind of set me over. So they felt like if I take this GMAT test and I can do really well, that'll set me over and get me accepted. So I gotta work on doing that. Pray for me with that because I do not like tests, you guys. I'm not a test. I'm a good test taker, but I'm not a good test taker when it comes to time tests, right? But Boy Robin, she wants to protect her hat business. You know what? I'm actually gonna look at her hats. I'm actually gonna look at Robin's hats because I love hats. I'm actually look at her hats and see. Am I lying to myself? Am I lying? Am I lying to myself? Because I think I'm lying to myself. I feel like I'm lying to myself. I believe I'm lying to myself. I am lying to myself. Because I'm not looking at that woman's hats after tonight's episode. Fuck her and them hats. And then, that podcast that, does anybody listen to that podcast? I listened to one episode and I was extremely bored. And I didn't even finish the podcast. So she's trying to protect that and the hats, right? Then she asked a woman, could there be an infidelity clause? I mean, if one cheated in the past, girl, do what you got to do to protect yourself and your boys. I don't see an issue with it, right? So let's pause here and let's move forward. All right, you guys, next up we see Karen. So Karen, Wendy, and Ashley, they went out to go pick out some tulips. I'm not a flower. I don't have a green thumb to save my life. I love looking at flowers and plants and everything, but I don't have a green thumb. Like, I remember in the second grade when my teacher gave us a bean plant, right? We had a little bitty bean that we put in some sand in the grass, in the dirt, and we watered it. Did mine grow? I think it grew, but then when I took it home, I killed it because the reason I killed that plant because I put too much water in it. My mom was like, Jerome, stop putting water in it. It's gonna die. And it did. It was gone within the week. She was like, you put too much water in it. I was like, well, I mean, I thought you're supposed to water plants. Mind you, I was 7 years old at the time. So maybe at 33, I couldn't keep a plant. I don't know. I just don't think I got the green thumb from my mom. My mother had a green thumb. Like, she had plants galore in the house. And when she passed away, I gave every last one of them to my aunt. I told her, I was like, do you want these plants? She was like, yeah. I was like, you can have them. I'll bring them over here. I'll bring them to the house to you. It's my aunt that lives in my grandmother's house. I was like, if you want them, keep them. I don't, they're going to die with me. Like, because I told them, like, they're going to die with, those plants will not be living anymore if you leave them with me. And I knew that. So they talk about, hey Arnold, Stewie, and this announcement of the separation. You guys know I just don't really give a shit. So, hey Arnold, Stewie says she doesn't want to talk about it. At this point, I don't think Michael is having a conversation with her. Again, I don't give a shit. So they talk about, so Karen is talking to Wendy and Hey Arnold, Stewie about the fact that, she was at the Wendy, like, I didn't see, I didn't see you at, Robin's thing, and she just didn't like that, right? So she feels like there's a lot of emotions between both Boy Robin and Wendy that they just need to air out, right? So Wendy decides that she's going to send a group text message to all the ladies and invite them to, basically hash out all their issues. And that's really where we ended the episode. And that's where we're going to go to after we talk about the next scene. Hey Arnold, Stewie felt like, since she and Robin had the issue, that she should text Robin individually. Girl, that I'm going to sit here, if I'm going to extend the invite to everybody. So that way, not one person can say, oh, well, her message, well, she said it this way to me, but she said it that way to you. No, we're not going to get this misconstrued any way, shape, form, or fashion. Now, I do know that, so I know that Carlos King has his podcast. What is the reality with the King? I don't listen to his podcast that often for one reason and one reason only. He talks too much about Housewives. That's really it. He talks too much about Housewives. But I know he's done it. I know he did his most recent podcast was with Wendy, and then he did one last week or the week before with Saturn's Rings when Karen had to go on live. I don't know if she went on live or if it was on her YouTube channel when she said that the reason that she don't fuck with Charisse is because she don't fuck with that woman. I was like, okay, Karen, girl, I hear you. I don't fuck with Charisse either, and I definitely don't fuck with Charisse after this episode, which we're gonna talk about her lying ass later too. So let's pause here and let's move forward, you guys. All right, you guys, let's talk about Candace. So Candace had Hey Arnold Stewie over to her home. And there's something that I want to say, but I'm going to save it for the end of the episode because that's where it came up at, right? So Hey Arnold Stewie is telling Candace about the statement that, the joint statement that she and Michael had. But at this point, Michael is not talking to her. Michael got the vasectomy done and Michael went to Las Vegas. Girl, I don't give a damn. So since he's been back, can't really talking to her, right? So Candace wants to understand about this whole separation thing. She's like, so y'all can still live together? She says, yes, we can live together, but we can't sleep in the same bed together or have sex with each other. Okay, girl, I really don't care, right? So then, Hey Arnold, Stewie wants to say to Candace that, this group can be, can come together and help you, you know, with what you're going through. And she's like, girl, the group is the reason why I'm going through what I'm going through now. Because Chris doesn't want to be around, Chris doesn't even want to be around the group anymore. And honest to God, I don't blame Chris for not wanting to be around. And I like the fact that a few episodes ago, Chris said that if, Chris was saying that she felt uncomfortable, he would have, he was cool. He understood that. It's the fact that she keeps going around with these lies, facilitating these lies. That's my issue when it comes to Saturn's rings, is that you facilitating these lies as if he, okay, I get it. He made you feel uncomfortable. That's one, and I get that. You going into a room alone with the married man, I get that. That can be perceived one way. I get that. But when you asked him to leave, he left. So what is the issue? And then you talk to him at Karen's party. So what's the issue? Like, I'm not understanding this woman. It's the bullshit ass lies for me, right? So then, Candace tells Hey Arnold Stewie that she heard that she was out with a hockey player. She said she was, right? So then they start talking about Karen. And I think really what it was with the Karen situation was the fact that, they've heard things about Karen. And I think for what Candace was saying was more so saying the things that she's heard, like what Cherie said about Karen and Green Eyes or Blue Eyes. Is his name Blue Eyes or Green? What they call him, Blue Eyes? I think it was Blue Eyes. But that's neither here nor there, right? So then we later see Candace. She's talking to Chris and her sister. So congratulations to Candace. So Candace, you guys know she's re-releasing her album Deep Space. I ain't saw it, and I didn't say, I'm not saying it in a shady way. I'm saying it, I ain't saw the re-release because I listen to Deep Space. Deep Space got some tracks on it that I really fuck with. Drive Back is a good tune. I love Drive Back, and then she got this song on there called Show Me. I love Show Me. So I haven't heard. Now she said she got a new single. Now I did see her when she was releasing her singles last year around this time. I did see her releasing her singles, but I never saw her release a single with Trina. It's a song called Insecure that Trina's on. That she said Trina was gonna be in a video with her. So congratulations to her. So then she was telling them about how Wendy has invited the ladies to the burn session, and the only thing that they probably gonna be burning is the edges, right? So let's pause here and we gonna wrap up with the burn session. All right, you guys. So we see Wendy. So Wendy is in a car with Hey Arnold Stewie. Wendy, girl, the fact that you said you got a kidney stone, ma'am, I get being booked and busy, but girl, you got too much shit going on. You a mother, you a wife, you a political commentator. You doing your essential, you doing your essential line, right? You doing your candle line. You are a professor. Now you want to add a restaurateur? Girl, you got a lot of stuff on your plate. I see why Eddie is saying what he's saying to you. Pick one thing, pick something. Be the thing, and I get it, in this day and age of society where you want to have multiple streams of income because you don't ever want to be in a position where you're without, right? But the age old saying always, I've always heard the saying that pick one thing that you're really good at, work at that, and perfect that before you try to move on to other things. And so I think Wendy might be good. I don't know. But I also know that Wendy is trying to figure out who she is, right? because she spent her life doing what her parents wanted her to do. So I do get that she's trying to find out who Wendy is and the things that Wendy likes to do. So I do get that aspect. I do get that aspect because I know that that's something that I think she brought up on Carlos's podcast. Again, I've heard snippets of it. I haven't heard the full podcast, right? So they are going to a winery, and I was with Candace like, girl, why are we going to a winery? I mean, you guys remember the last time we went to a winery? The fight between okay, we gotta stop saying that was a fight. That was not a fight. That was a slap. That was a slap fight with Monique and Candace, right? Child, when Saturn's Rings got her ass out of that car, that Sprinter van, and tripped on that rock, I was like, ooh, hope that wig is tech. Huh, and these wigs, man. Because she got a new confessional. She got a new interview look, right? She has a yellow dress on. The dress, she looks so beautiful. She's beautiful from here until we get up to here. It's the wigs. You almost had it. You almost had it. So when they get there, they want to talk to Ashley about the memes. One of those memes, I know I retweeted one of those memes, and it was that meme with Sheila in that circle. I know I retweeted that meme. So Hey Arnold Stewie likes the support, but she doesn't like that it's at Michael's expense. Girl, who the fuck cares? Move on. So Wendy wants to start this game, this thing. So she has this notebook, and it's going to be a burn session, right, where they write down some things. So it's going to be it's going to be a thing of accountability, right? So they're going to write down something, and I know if she agrees to it, she can burn it or something like that. So they started with her, and it started with her, and it ended with her. It didn't go nowhere else but to Wendy. It didn't go nowhere else but Wendy, right? Wendy was the only person that they addressed. So, Hey Arnold Stewie has something positive to say about her. Candace has something positive to say about her. Karen has something positive to say about her. And you guys remember, she and Karen started off on the rocky foot in season 5, but they've become cool since then, right? So then we get Lion Ass Mia. So Lion Ass Mia says that, which I can see this. I do see this when it comes to Wendy. Wendy is a bit dismissive. Let's remember when she told Ashley, people like her call her Dr. Wendy. Very dismissive. She was dismissive with Mia. I get that, right? And she feels like she isn't accountable. I agree with that. Now the accountability part, I don't know if I agree with, but the dismissive part, I agree with it. Then you got Saturn's Rings and Boy Robin over there saying, yes, she's not accountable. So Boy Robin says that they are oil and water. And Giselle, Saturn's Rings, she says the same. And then she says that Wendy went on this Saturn's Rings hate train. And then at Karen's party, she came at her with that fake hug. I'll give her that. And Wendy says she owns that with, Boy Robin, oil and water. So then Boy Robin gets in her fucking feelings because of the fact that she says that Wendy has been telling people that she tried to fight her. Well, ma'am, you got up out of your seat and you looked like you were you got up out your seat and walked over to her. And she's like, you trying to make it like I'm a thug. Well, Helfer, if the Crocs fit, wear them hoes, right? If the Timbs fit, wear them. Like, let's go down memory lane of how she has been on this show, right? So, Boy Robin, let's go back to season 2 when Hey Arnold Stewie and the Hobbit had the kangaroo hut. You was in her. This is in your face. This is in your face. Remember that? Remember that? Or let's go to season 3 when you and Monique had that altercation and you had the umbrella up to your motherfucking neck. So she called Charisse up because she was like, nobody had to hold me back. Nobody had to pull me. So she called Charisse's lying ass. And Charisse, she said, Charisse, did you ever have to put your finger on me? Did you have to pull me back or anything? Bravo to the Bravo cameras. Because they rolled back that beautiful bean footage and showed Charisse grabbing Robin, putting her hand by Robin's stomach to stop her. Then she got up and she put her hands on Robin. But Charisse's lying ass said that she didn't do it. I'm like, I don't give a fuck who tell it. And then Robin got so pissed off that she left, right? Girl, bye. We don't need you. Goodbye. So, Hey Arnold Stewie's old fake ass. So, Hey Arnold Stewie decides that she wants to tell Candace that one of her friends at Karen's party felt uncomfortable about around Chris because she said Chris came up to her and was touching her. I was with Candace in this particular moment. You were in my house. Why didn't you tell me this at my house? And even if you found out this information afterwards, why did you not call me? Why did you not text me? You are a vindictive bitch, is what she told her. And I was like, exactly. So then you got lying ass motherfucking Mia. Oh, I can't stand Mia. So then Mia gonna sit here and chime and say, yeah, he was inappropriate with her. No, the hell he wasn't. Production keeps rolling that footage back, showing he was never looking at you. If production had anything that would dissuade what that would go with what you're saying, that Chris was looking at you, they would have shown it. But you are full of shit. All these women are full of shit. Let's keep it real. Like, Hey Arnold Stewie could have texted Candace because each time that Candace has had something on, especially that season 5, when one of her friends told her something about Michael, Candace may have now I will say she went to Saturn's rings, but Candace had a conversation with just her and Ashley's raggedy ass. You know what, y'all? I'm tired. I'm good. Let me know what you guys thought about that because they just plain in our face. I'm not gonna say colorism, even though we know that it is a little bit of color. I'm not gonna say that with this shit. It was just blatant fucking lies. That's all it was just lies on top of lies on top of lies. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, you guys. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one.